Hi, everybody. It's Jen Sadie, Shepherd's Little Helper, and today I want to help you identify God's voice in your life. So, God can talk to you the way you're receptive to it. So, it could be different for everyone. So, for some people, it may be through nature. For many people, it's through music. Sometimes it's just through someone, and it could be somebody that is a relative, a friend, or sometimes a stranger who just takes the time to talk to you and you'll get some insight. It could be somebody that you don't know very well. It's just being receptive to it. And very often, at least this is how it works for me, but I would imagine it works like this for other people, you feel God in your heart and in your mind. So deciphering your thoughts, is that just a conclusion I drew up, my thought? Or is that encouragement? Is that the nudge I needed? When you ask God for clarity and you're coming to that conclusion, it may be God's insight, God's questioning to you or comfort to you or some sort of revelation to help you make your conclusion, your thought, but it's the communication from God. So I don't experience it audibly. I experience it through my thoughts, which for me is a combination of pictures, but also words, but not audible words. I don't know, it's hard to explain that. I guess you could just think of it as thoughts. And just like you can experience God's encouragement and love and gentle nudge and all those things, you can also experience the opposite from the evil one. So I truly believe that when people say that you have negative self-talk, that I don't think that we do that. I feel like it's the evil one reminding us of something someone said 20 years ago, but it should be relevant to you in your life right now. It's nuts to think of it like that, right? But it's true. And we will then draw the conclusion that we are this way. As a 40-year-old woman, I'm this way. Why? Because I've made that conclusion about myself. Why? Because years ago, someone told me that. Okay. So when was that? In the second grade. Okay, so you believe something about yourself right now to be true because a 7-year-old told you that, right? So if you think of it like that, it's like if a 7-year-old tells you something right now, you wouldn't really take it to heart. But because it happened so long ago and you've had all these years to believe that about yourself, that you find true, even though it very well may not be, you're struggling to grow. So I guess what I'm saying is you have to just be careful with when you're reflecting and to distinguish what is coming from God. If it's loving and kind and nurturing, that's God communicating. And if it's anything that's making you become impulsive or snap decisions, or, well, this person thought about that, thought something about you, and that's the way it is, or whatever, you know what I mean, right? Where you just feel uncomfortable and, or if you feel guilty about something, that's not God communicating to you. And you have to be just careful to, if it's true constructive criticism about yourself that you can develop yourself and make you better, that's one thing. But if it's straight up mean, you need to let those things go and not pay attention to that, because that's not coming from God and it's not constructive. So I hope that helps you. Once you identify God in your daily life, you start to notice it more and more. Years ago, my son was in the hospital and I was exhausted. We were there for a couple days, at least, I would say. And I had pounding headache. And you know how it is. You can't just sit there in silence. No, every few minutes, it seems like a doctor or a nurse are coming in. And it's very disruptive. And I had a really bad headache. So I wanted to take some pain reliever. So I went to open the container and I was just completely drained and I had no strength. And I tried so hard with all my might. And then I just wait and let my strength build up. Of course, at that time, the nurse didn't come into the room. Otherwise, I would have asked for some assistance. But I just really struggled. And so in struggling to open this pain reliever, I said, God, can you please help me open this container? And then I just basically twisted the cap and it came right off. I was like, thank you. And then I said, I don't have a headache anymore. And I felt God telling me, like with humor, why didn't you just ask me to help you with your headache? Did you really need me to help you open the pain reliever? And then I'm cracking up to myself thinking, right, yeah, of course. And he did. He took away my headache, but he just added some humor to it. So I feel like that's the kind of thing that happens. And when you become more aware of God, speaking to you in whatever way that is that you feel that communication, you're going to start to notice that relationship grow in your prayer life. And yeah, so I really hope that that's helpful for you. Have a great day.